Good afternoon and welcome back. You're tuned in to the Underwater Rugby channel and we are broadcasting the Euroleague live from Vienna, Austria. The next match today will be between Molde and... I'm missing a page here. Molde and Polisen. Molde is in blue, and the lineup for Molde today begins with number 1, Bård Inge Pettersen. Number 2, Jakob Larhammer. Number 3, Øystein Hallholm. Number 4, Even Bjørnerem. Number 7, Iver Bjørnerem. The captain, wearing number 8, Øyvind Nyhus. Number 11, Jon Reide Hegdal. Number 12, Mattis Mikkelsen. Number 13, Geir Magnestrand. Number 15, Marius Skåre. Number 17, Leif Sjøvik. Number 33, Njål Nordahl. And number 87, Mattis Valby. On the other side of the pool for Polisen, wearing white, number 1, Petter Aronsson. Number 2, Rickard Lindqvist. Number 3, Robin van Tricht. Number 4, Marcus Voorman. Number 6, Andreas Höglund. Number 7, Matthias Dahl. Number 9, Roger Lund. Number 10, Petter Ekman. Number 11, Andreas Thal. Number 15, Zacchaeus Lauberry. Number 17, Marcel Zoll. And the captain, number 33, Jakob Thun. The referees this match. On deck, Manuel Tito de Moras. And the water referees are Tommy Jensen, Rafael Tito de Moras, and the protocol referee is Wolfgang Denk.
1 minute.
I'm not yet there.
1 minute.
We're back again, and with Jan Kinderman.
Hello, everybody.
And Jan, what match are we going to see right here? This is Polisen from Sweden and Molde. What do you think of these teams? What's going on? Molde is the champions. They're favored, of course.
Obviously, Molde is a big favorite to win the whole season, so also a favorite to win the match. And Polisen is on the other side of the table, and they try not to be last. And they yet have to make points in this season. So I believe after the victory of Akron, Polisen is the last team in the league that has not yet scored any points. So they'll try as hard as they can, but I doubt they will make them in this match.
Okay, when you say score points, you mean not points in the game, but
no,
points in the table?
not goals, but they need to at least score a draw or maybe even win a match.
How are the points you get? How many points for a win?
Well, you get 3 points for victory and 0 for loss, and it's 1-1 if you draw the match.
Yeah.
So, like in football, like in soccer. So, we start here. It's Iva Björnarem who wins the race for the ball.
And he's a fast swimmer.
Yeah, he's a fast swimmer, obviously. And we had Øystein Skarholm with the ball here, who's really trying to drill in with the very first action.
So the pressure is on Polisen right away.
Bart
from the very
Pettersson
beginning.
picking the ball up over to the left-hand side. Øyvind Nyhus, he's been clinched by Warman. Ball goes to the right-hand side. This is Jon Reidar Hegdal now drilling in from above. They're really putting the pressure on. And here's Pettersson again, bringing the ball in from the side, being clinched away by Andreas Thal. Can he get the ball out? Well, it's Jan Nordahl who picked it up.
And Boardinge Pettersson is one of the best players in the world, without a doubt.
Yeah. You can see, well, we saw in the first match today when Molde played against Akron that he completely out-leveled their defense. They didn't really find something to keep him at bay. And we'll see if he can dominate the defense of Polisen in the same way. Meanwhile, we have Njardal.
I think one of the challenges for Polisen...
Oh, he's free under the head. That might have been the score right there. Yeah, that was number 3, I believe. So scored home.
Øystein Skarholm.
Goal number 8.
No,
number
it was
8.
no.
Øyvind Nyhus.
It was Nyhus again.
So it's been a good day for Nyhus and.
Yeah, it's also I mean Molde today they have been playing against Akron. Now they're playing against Polisen, which is the lower end of the league. So for them.
Now we can see the replay.
It was by the head. He just took the ball and slammed it from.
Jammed it through that.
Yeah,
crack.
he just pulled it up from the bottom against the head, and goalie in this case was Matthias Dahl, I believe. But there's not a lot you can do when he has all the space and all the time to really put it on.
Interesting, they passed
So
up and then
Robin front 3. Yeah, they try to use
a little trick there.
Yeah, they try to, you know, when you go straight down, you know that Molde is going to be down there with you. And if you want to get rid of Molde players, you have to really make them work. Okay, I think it's, yeah, that's holding. Pretty much.
Holding. White free throw.
Okay.
Holding.
That was a pretty obvious call.
Yeah. Now, I'm intrigued actually because the last time these two teams played, Polisen was able to score 4 goals, which is the most that any team scored last season in one match against Molde.
That was in Finland.
Yeah, that was they lost 11-4, which is still a clear score, but 4 goals against Molde is really a thing you have to achieve once in a lifetime, and you won't make it a second time. Probably. So I think they have a really good offense if they can mount it, and we'll see what they can do. So here's Valby.
There's no doubt that Polisen has very top players. They have people with great abilities, individual abilities, but they have not been able to put it together. It's out of bounds here.
Yeah, that's out of bounds. That was Mikkelsen in the clinch with, I believe it was Warman.
Playing outside the area.
No, it was Jakob Thun.
White free throw. Playing outside
Thun
the
actually
area.
played
White
with my
free
club.
throw.
He left the club I play with to go to play with Polisen. So he's very fit He's diving at a high frequency, high rate,
And he's a runner as well.
well, he doesn't. I mean, he concentrates on underwater rugby. I'm sure he still runs and everything, but he's lifted weights. You don't want to run with a lot of extra upper body weight, but he's made that choice in order to prioritize rugby.
Yeah. He has a runner physiques because he has long legs.
Yeah.
So he looks like a runner.
But he loves underwater rugby.
Yeah.
So
Also, he's very quick. Like when he sprints, I can't keep up with him for sure. Okay, we have pressure on the goal of Polisen
again,
here.
And now it's another goal coming. No, they hold off, but they're coming in from above here.
Well, yeah, it's pretty good work for the forechecker here to hold him off, and now it's Björn, but he floats up, can't. Oh wow, that was a little hole, and Patterson found it.
Was enough.
Goal.
Also, we
Goal
talked about that earlier. Patterson doesn't not really need a hole that's as big as the ball. He'll see to it that the ball fits in there.
It's basically like a sling that the ball is going with higher and higher frequency, speed. By the time it gets over to you, he didn't even need speed there. He just
the goalie didn't know. It was just after the goalie switched positions, but he was not. He did not lie perfectly on the goal. He was still a bit sideways. Okay, so. On we go, and we have a pretty good one here. So Polisen comes over to the other side, and we have Lindqvist with the ball. Over to Mattias Dahl. And now they try to approach the goal. Number 15 would be Lauberg, Mattias Lauberg.
Yes, 15 is Lauberi in Swedish. Sometimes you see that the player with the ball outstretched in their hands, they fake pass. How effective is that? Is that something every player has to be able to do at the top level?
Well, it really helps. So to be able to do that already, it's a real big advantage if you have big hands and long fingers, because you can easily do that. And then if you have the right timing, it's very effective. It basically, you can see, for example, Barding Patterson, he will do that basically any time he comes close to the goal.
To do a fake pass.
Yeah. Okay, well, the goalie is off. I can't see. Okay, well, Patterson got the won the ball, but I doubt he'll keep it. Score went after him.
But who was the last person to touch there? Holding is called.
Holding is called then from. So it's called against Marius Skara here, who tried to go after Warman, who won the ball.
Right free throw.
So that would give Polisen the ball at the middle of the pool.
Yeah, and now they can try to.
Here they come.
Okay, so they're not being stopped. This is Andreas Thal. Yeah, and he was not being contested when he tried to approach Molde goal up to 1.5, 2 meters distance. They just let him come. Yeah, then you find a wall.
Molde has that strategy that, or the Norwegian national team, if another team is outside with the ball, they don't care. They can wait. They're very secure in their defensive abilities.
Yeah, but
if they want to play that
here
way.
also you saw that. Now it's Ive Björnaren who was lying in defensive position, but as he got bored there because Polisen couldn't bring the ball up to him, he just
went out.
Yeah, he instead of diving straight up, he pushed out for a bit. Now you see the position he's lying in here. He's very offensive.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, also. But nevertheless, we try to go in there, Polisen. And this is...
Polisen's holding on to the ball. They've got a little bit of a good...
Okay, pass over to Van Dijk. Did it get there? It was tuned to Van Dijk, but it was snatched away. And now we have Skorholm on the way forward to Erland Björnaren, who makes his way at the surface, to the surface. He's in the corner.
He's going to pass down, and they're coming from the wall.
Yeah, and now there's Patterson on his way down there. He gets the ball, and now you see you see how he faked the pass to the other side, takes the ball back to the right-hand side, takes it over to the left-hand side. He has really good, big hands, and that really helps him in doing so. And
he has a good sense of the space around him, and he can wait for his teammate to come.
Yeah, you know, it's always. It's always
there he is again.
The thing. Well, can he score that? No, but this should. Oh well, I'm curious if the goalie was not a little bit.
Wedging.
Yeah, wedging there, because he should have moved a little bit more just judging by the effort of the attacker. So now we have Skade. Can he come in?
Oh, they
Well,
making a lot of trouble. If he gets the ball to...
yeah, he tried to pass
Yeah.
over diagonally to the other side. Couldn't do that. So Lobber. And I think that's Eggman, yes.
Yeah.
And he lost it. I think it's out of bounds, isn't it? No, it's
close.
not. Wow.
I guess the referee didn't feel it was worth stopping.
We do have our camera like in the middle of the pool right now. I hope the cameraman is not hampering any players.
Well, this is the best way to get dynamic pictures.
That's a cool thing about this sport actually, that you can have those pictures from inside the game.
Okay, coming in from above.
We see Björnarem in position on the right hand side. He got the ball.
Here.
Can he score this one? Yeah, he can.
Was that Björnarem?
Yeah, it was Björnarem again.
So he's so strong that he can push any player out of the way, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you know, when you say, for example, Patterson has a good sense of the space around him, it's easier to have a good sense of the space around you if you have really huge and you have long arms, because you just have more possibilities. It's the same thing as saying he has really good timing when he just has really good acceleration, because when you have good acceleration, it's pretty easy to have good timing.
Yep.
When you're slower, well, you find yourself having a hard time to find the right spot and be there at the perfect moment. Okay, ball is snatched away by Jakob Thun. He's trying to drill his way in. Can he find Robin van Trig? No, the pass is bounced off the defender's leg. And now we have... well, luckily they snatched him away. And this is number 2, actually. He wears the shirt of number 20, but it is number 2, so Jakob Larbano. Can they fight them off here?
Pass down.
Yeah, it's Mikkelsen here. Can he... well, 2 Molde players on the left-hand side. If they can get the ball down there, and now to the other side. Yep. That was to come. Whoa.
Hegdahl was there, and now it's over to Oyvind Nyhus.
Yeah, but this time he couldn't score. Well, they had this situation perfectly lined up, but somehow he couldn't score. I'm really curious to see if not maybe the goalies are a bit wedging there. But as it goes,
somebody said all the goalies wedge. It's just a matter of how much.
Yeah, sure. This is totally clear. I mean, you basically if you don't wedge at all, like 0%, you can just be pushed off with basically no effort. So yeah,
it's part of the art of being a goalkeeper.
Yeah, to wedge in a way that nobody sees it, maybe. No.
Or you don't wedge for too long.
It's a difficult part for the referees for sure, because there's no clear sign where you say, okay, from here on it's okay, from here on it's not okay anymore. You have to judge by how deep he is wedging and also how dangerous the situation was.
Yes.
Like if he's wedging but the ball is not close to the basket, you're not calling it. But as a referee, you will remember his number and see that he is wedging, and then next time when the ball gets close to the bucket...
There's another goal coming.
Wow, and that's just the exact same goal that he scored the last time.
Even Björnarem.
Yeah, and they really like to do it this way. And what you see with him here is he's lying with his face towards the wall. So now he takes the space back on and he turns over so that he actually gets the ball from above, and he gets to screen it between the wall, the bottom, the bucket and his body. Here you can see nobody has the chance to reach in. From which angle do you want to reach in?
And he's kicking just enough to drive the goalie off.
Yeah. Have a look at his...
with his shoulder.
Yeah, have a look at his thighs.
Yeah.
When he's accelerating, he has very good technique, and he has the mass. He can basically push everybody away. So we have a white timeout. So Polisen has decided that it's time to regroup.
I've seen Ivar Björnarem start from halfway in the pool. He just waited on the bottom, by the wall, waited. Then he saw the situation. He said, "Okay, now I'm going by himself, swim over and knock a national team player out of the way and hit the goalie and put the ball in." So if he can gather speed, it's almost a sure thing that it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't grab the ball when someone is swimming fast. It's not available.
Yeah. No. Also for a goalie, whenever an attacker comes into you and he comes with speed, then the only thing you really hope to do is to avoid that his full impact goes into you. So you basically want to try to push him away. Just a moment when he attacks you, want to avoid that he can really find a spot where he can really put his hand straight on your shoulder or straight on your head, where he can bring all his impact into you. So you basically want to
that's why the last second spin is very important.
Yeah, you try to lead him around so that all the force goes into nothing and that he just swims over you, maybe. But that's really hard to do.
The best goalies, especially the small ones, they change position.
Yeah,
so that their shoulder and their back are not in the same place that the offensive player thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
So
if you, this is also when you attack the goal. Some players are really good at attacking the goal when they know where the goalie is. So you have that one, I say you could call it a golden move, which always works when he's there and when the goalie is in this position. But he will get confused when the goalie has this good timing to twist away, to spin away, and then he will wait. Where's the back? I wanted to grab the back, and there you have other players who develop a kind of indifferent style. So they go about scoring the goal no matter which way the goalie is there. Sometimes you can see that when they pretty much wrap their free arm around the goal, pretty much around the ring, and they will push up the goalie on all sides. Like they will use their head, their left shoulder, all their left arm, and their left hand from pretty much all the sides. So they don't really care if the head of the goalie is on their side or the back. But it's difficult. Also, this only applies when you have enough space. So this only works when you have no defenders anymore.
Yeah. But then there are the players who come in from any angle and they just keep working and looking for a way to grab something, pull the goalie off and put it in different style. You're talking about that they're only creating some kind of opportunity and then they're going to exploit it, and the goalie doesn't actually know what's happening. So
yeah, also maybe sometimes you might know what's happening, but or you know what he's trying to do, but it's just about how many different actions and things you can try. When somebody is really energetic and quick, and he will just, during a period of 1 second, he'll try 4 different spots where he can grab you as a goalie. You just can't react to that.
No.
So it's really that one thing that on the high level you have to be always active, and always have to be trying something.
We have 5 minutes. 5 minutes left of this half.
Okay,
That is not correct. 5 minutes left.
I think we had a problem with the.
Okay, the game clock.
Yeah, with the clock. But we now know there's 5 minutes left, and I think Polisen will be glad to have had a bigger pause here.
Aronsson.
Yeah, that's Peter Aronsson. He's also quite strong. You can see he moves quickly and with a lot of energy.
He's a very cerebral player.
Okay, here's Øyvind Nyhus coming on from above, throwing it over to the other side.
Patrick Ekman's trapped the ball against his body.
Yeah, Ekman, really well done by Ekman here to.
He's a top player too.
To clinch the ball in this situation away, and it's tough to do. You know, you can't always clinch the ball against anybody.
Ekman's still an active, competitive swimmer, and he's champion in Sweden in Masters.
Oh, he is. So the ball is out of bounds here, but
Inside the area. Referee ball. Playing outside the area.
Okay.
Referee ball.
So it's out of bounds, but they're not saying which team is responsible. So it's a referee ball. What does that mean, Jan? Referee ball.
The referee ball means that the referee gets to throw the ball into the water, and at the same time giving the ball game free. And whoever catches it, they just start to play. So
Jakob Thun.
Jakob Thun caught it here and can get over to the other side, but this pass was very risky over Mattis Valby. Didn't work because Valby also has really long arms. You can't really try to throw a pass around him. You have to remove him first, huh? And that was a quick counter attack. That scored one.
So a little bit of desperation to take.
And there's no defender there.
Yeah.
But can he score?
Goal
I feel
already.
he scored. Yeah.
Yes. We didn't see it, but we think it's a goal. Yes, and the referee signals.
Goal number 7.
Number
Assistant
7.
number 13.
So yeah.
So Björn Rem scored again.
and it was assisted by Skorholm. But the pass was already in midfield. We saw the pass. The exact goal we couldn't see, but we could see that there was no defender. And
I think it was Geir Magnestrand who's got the assist. Oh, there now we see it. He got the goalie had no way to stay on. He floated up and he just got pushed away.
It was Lund on the goal, but he had no defender beneath him, so no way for him to.
And he's a much lighter player than even Björn.
Also, you could see here in this case that Björn Ram actually he put his back on the bottom
yes.
and pushed with his hand upward.
Yeah.
So not only is he heavier, but in this case he actually even used the bottom. So you have basically no way to defend that once he gets his hand on you and really can push into you. So we see even Björn Ram, who freed himself for the counter attack, but he went up to the surface in the left hand corner because nobody was down there to go with him. Pettersson snatched the ball from anywhere.
It looked like Polisen had a chance there, but no, it's another
goal.
goal.
Oh wow, that was
Goal.
That's a strange position to score a goal from.
Goal number 4.
It was Evan Björnereim who scored this one.
The brother of Eva.
Yeah, he's the little brother, I guess.
Assistant
I
number
think.
1.
So he's also a player of the future for Norway.
Yeah, surely.
These
yeah, well, now maybe we can see what happened, and yeah, we haven't just we have Marcel Zoll on the goal.
Yeah, and Marcel's a small guy.
Yeah, he's a rather small guy, so surely he does not weigh as much as as Evan Björneram. But still, you could see that he missed the what we just talked about, the moment where you have to spin around, so you avoid that the attacker can really grab you and get a hold of you precisely at the point where he wanted to get a hold of you. But that's also, as part of that, you need to really know where the ball is, and maybe Marcel just did not know where the ball was exactly in that moment. But now they're having pretty good effort at going in here. They nearly created a really good chance. The defender was worked away. They just couldn't manage to get the pass down there.
Oh, they lost
and now
the
there's Ivar Björneram trying to get away. It's being held back by Rikard Lundqvist.
Oh, they're coming over, 2 of them.
Okay, Evan Björneram again in counter-attack. Very active player in this match.
Just barely getting down to the goal in time, but there's pressure, and they've got the back and pushing.
Wow, when it's in.
Yeah.
He scored this one, that's Geir Magnestrand.
Yeah.
Goal.
There's no assist there. That was just, he took it and did it all himself.
Goal number 13.
Well, this is going to be a long afternoon for Polisen.
Yeah, surely. But Polisen never cared about, never really cared about what this game was going to end like, because they knew they were nowhere near winning this one. They're just trying to find their game plan, to find each other, and to really get into good shape for tomorrow's first match for them. So tomorrow, the second match of the day tomorrow will be Polisen against Vienna, which then actually will be a pretty interesting match because it's on the downward end of the table and a very close match. Both teams are fighting against being
relegation.
Yeah, against being the last team in the league. Okay, that was a beautiful pass there by Ivar Björneram. And can they score this one? I think it's clinched away. We have Jakob Thun coming in there, and Matthias.
Oh, they've got the. Oh, they. Yeah.
Oh wow.
The goalie never managed to get onto the basket there, so.
Goal.
Yeah, he was pretty
Goal
well hampered.
Number 8, assistant number 1.
So that was.
And I feel like.
Oyvind Nyhus.
Yeah, it's Nyhus again. Yeah.
1 minute.
And also, it was another
half.
assist for
Bordinge
Pettersson.
Well, they played together for years. They know each other really well.
Yeah, definitely. But also, Pettersson, I don't know how many assists he gathered in this game already, but in the last game he must have gathered like 9.
White player number 3.
He's had a very good day.
Yeah.
For unsportsmanship behavior, you're covering the basket with your fins. White player number 3.
Okay, so we have Robin van Trick, who's being warned for unsportsmanlike behavior. And how do you feel about that? I mean,
what did he do? He passed the ball.
He held his fins over the bucket, to cover it.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure how the rules specify if you have the right to do it or not. But do you feel this is like unsportsmanlike, or do you think this should just be like, okay, well, why not?
That's a good question. I think the fact that the fins are hard, flat material, it's not a fair thing to do to block the basket, but it's okay to use the fins in other places in the game. So there's a contradiction here. It must be written explicitly in the rules that you're not allowed to block the basket with the fins. It must be written, otherwise they wouldn't. They wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm also.
But I agree with you.
I'm also really not sure here because I've seen similar situations being judged otherwise.
Playing outside the area.
Okay, we're out of bounds again.
White free throw.
But I also have had the
the
discussion in Germany, I think some years ago, where it was about, you cannot cover the bucket with your fins. Then, oh yes, you can do that, it's allowed. But also Germans have a slightly different set of rules. So we have the official CMAS rules, which we're playing according to here in this tournament as well.
No,
but
here's the Euroleague rules.
Yeah, but they are slightly changed in 2-3 little aspects to the official to the CMAS rules.
Halftime.
We're in halftime here. So what's the scoreline, by the way? I think we gathered up. We came close to 10. I think it's 8.
We'll have to check. It's
So for the rules, it's different in
8-0.
Yeah, it's 8-0. So just as last game, where Molde led with 8-0 for halftime to over Akkeren.
Yes.
And now it's 8-0 over Polisen. So pretty similar match. Also, they have spent most of their time around Polisen goal.
I think that's an interesting question that you ask about the fins, because I think that using the fins makes a lot of sense. For example, suppose you're holding on to a player, but you're far away from the arm and the hand that he has the ball. But you could put your fin in front of his hand so that he can't pass.
Yeah, and here this is difficult because at some point this might look like kicking, because you're putting your foot close to the ball, but if he holds the ball close to his head, close to his shoulders, to his upper body part, then if you're holding your fin there, this might be dangerous, because you might end up kicking him in the head.
Well,
you
might be waving your fin in order to match what he's doing with his arm.
Yeah, and if you just have your fin in front of him to hamper him to.
Both teams ready?
Okay, we're back online. Second half time.
We just had cute visitors.
Yeah,
Referee Robert Glocks brought his young daughter over, and she was,
his daughter Johanna of 7 months.
yeah. And in English we say cute as a button.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if you say that in German.
Well, there's a lot of different sayings. Well, I couldn't think of one of a specific one. Meanwhile, we have another good chance for Molde, who came in from the from the left side. Bordinge just drilling the ball over to the right hand side. Now you could see one important thing here. Bordinge Pettersson, he got the ball on the left hand side. He got it, and he put it over to the right side, but he stayed there.
Yeah.
So a lot of players, especially when they're beginners, they tend to, once they play a pass and they give the ball away, they tend to instantly stop their action and just go for a breath automatically.
Roughing.
And
White free throw.
on a good level,
Roughing.
as here.
White free throw.
Roughing, so it's a free throw in favor of Polisen.
I think it's roughing called against Ivar Björnarem, if I can see the discussion between him and Andreas Thal. It was Andreas Thal who won the ball and tried to bring it away. But then...
I'm sorry, what you were saying just now. We were talking about.
Yeah, we got interrupted by the roughing by by Ivar as he tried to stop the counter-attack, which he indeed succeeded to. But still, we have Polisen on attack here, and I like that. Polisen is really trying to go forward. They're not trying to stay behind and to assure that they're not being scored against any goal. They rather go forward and try to score one themselves, because it won't make a difference for them. They will lose this game anyways from this point. But if they can end up scoring goal, that feels a lot better than than losing with no own goal scored. So Lauber put the ball out, and now it's Jakob Thun. Is he free? Can he go? Well, it's been snatched away by Mattis Valby. He came from a dead angle here.
And Mattis Valby is taller than Jakob Thun. So
Yeah, a little bit. Also, Jakob has long arms, but maybe not even as long as Mattis. And also, Mattis just really came from behind, so he couldn't see him.
interesting, the light conditions now. Outside, the sky is gray, and it's, I don't know, California, no, it's not California dreaming. It's a gray day in Vienna. The light is dying. But here in the pool itself, we have pretty decent conditions, better than in the hall above. So
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, in the hall it's actually quite gray and murky, but underwater we have good conditions. We have again Andreas Thal, who snatched the ball away. Goes for counter-attack with Robin van Trig and Peter Ekman.
Yeah.
But Ekman, can he keep the ball here?
Holding.
Yeah, that's holding without the ball.
That was a strategic move by him, though. He wouldn't want a counter-attack happening there. Yeah. Better to take the holding.
Well, you can do that once, no problem. If he does that a second time, he might find himself getting a warning or even a 2 minute.
I doubt it.
Yeah, well,
they say, but I have seldom ever.
Oh wow, that was another score from the left hand side. And I believe it was Bordinge Pettersson again.
Seldom have I ever heard a warning for
goal number 1.
holding. Although people say that happens, I don't remember it.
Well, I learned how to be a referee in Germany, so according to the German rules, and this is quite important for, when you. Meanwhile, we see the goal. He's free on the left-hand side, and he just runs in with all his speed and all his mass to push the goalie off. And the defender was just not quite in his way. And if you're not precisely in the way of a heavy and quick attacker, then he can just avoid you and put all his impact into the goalie. And that's what you have to avoid.
And of course, when you think about someone swimming, it's actually their whole body which is swimming. So it doesn't mean that the fins necessarily have to be going really hard. Their body movement alone can create the forward motion.
Yeah. Now we had another counter attack. Jonah Hegdahl who came in with the ball, but he lost it there. Now we have Marcel Sol, and you can see he's not as heavy,
Too small. Yeah.
as strong of a player as most of the Molde people are.
No, Zoll is a much improved player since being in the Euroleague and with Police.
Oh wow, he was totally free there on the left hand side. So
was that Hegdahl or who was that?
Oh,
no, that was
goal number 8.
that was
Assistant
Evan
number 1.
Neuhus again.
Neuhus, okay.
And funny thing is, you can see that actually most of the goals that Evan Neuhus scores, if he scores them from beneath the goal, he scores them from the left hand side.
Well, how do you explain that?
And most of the goals that Ivar Björnaram scores, if he scores them in set-up situations like this one, he scores them from the right-hand side. So they got these sides a bit parted between them, which maybe makes sense. I don't know if they make that on purpose or if it just happens to end up like this. But they rarely end up on the same side where they hamper each other. Instead, they will end up on different sides, so I can effectively threaten the goal better. Now we have Van Trick trying to bring the ball through for Jakob Thun, but yeah, it ended up with Mattis Valby. He can strip it out.
2 against 1.
There's Njord Nordahl. He's one of the youngest. I think he's the youngest player in the team of Molde right here. And who's bringing the ball down? Mikkelsen.
Oh, behind the back.
Yeah, he just flung the ball behind him because he didn't know if anybody was there. He just assumed there had to be somebody. Now Neuhus back down there again.
Oh, there's going to be another goal.
Yeah, and
here.
you see Patterson. He's just his favorite position is right in the middle in front of the goal, where
Goal number 1.
where his
Assistant
huge
number
body will just cover up so much
13,
space,
1-3.
and whatever you do as a defender, you don't have a good option left. You go to the right hand side, he turns to the left, he goes to the left hand side. You go to the left hand side, he goes to the right. Whatever you do is a mistake from this point on, huh?
And here he just took the old goalie out as he was going up, and the new goalie wasn't very settled. He just jammed it in by the side. The goalie didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah, no, that's you're always vulnerable as goalie when you change. So when you substitute each other down there on the goal, and normally it's the job of defenders and forecheckers to avoid the other team to be able. Well, there's a really good chance. Did Ekman score that?
Oh no, it was close.
And there's Andreas Saul with him there, but I think the ball is clinched away.
It's a good situation.
Yeah, this is that was Marius Skare on the goal, and he got a hand to it, and he clinched it away very.
But whenever you're wrestling for the ball directly above your goal, it's not good.
Yeah, no, you want to get away there as quickly as possible. Yeah,
makes this
pretty nice.
Comes up with it, yeah. Very nice play. So Police's got its best run here so far that we've seen.
Lober again, and yeah, actually I have a feeling that Molde is getting a bit sloppy in defense here, but now you have Jonah Hegdahl. No, it was not him, but Skorholm. A sloppy pass, didn't go there. Evan Björnaram is being caught. No, he lets him slide. That's not good. That's not good. But he lost the ball. He tried to score on his own, although on the other side he had another team comrade.
Score. Yeah.
Goal.
Wow. They will eventually.
Number 7, assistant number 13.
So Ivar Björnaram scored.
13.
Also, for this whole tournament this weekend, for the 3 matches of Molde, they have to play without Jasmin Dervisevic, who has been banned from the next 3 games due to a fight that occurred with against the team of Beta in Copenhagen. And also the first match, for the first match today, they had Jürgen Nuus Uvestad, who was banned also.
But he's not here at all.
He's not here at all, it seems, because he's not playing this time. And I suspect that he said, well, only for 2 games, I'm not even coming.
And they don't need him.
Yeah, because they had enough players, one. And secondly, maybe they don't have the toughest matches today, or maybe the whole weekend. So they decided eventually that it wouldn't be worth it. They would have enough players anyways. There's a counter-attack from Nordahl.
They have a match against Flipper, but I think they can handle Flipper without him even.
It seems as
That's
though
tomorrow.
they think they can.
Yes.
We'll see if Flipper can maybe punish them for that.
Well,
But I doubt it. And now that's actually interesting.
Another goal.
Wow. You had Evan Björneram with the ball close to the bucket,
Goal.
and he would have the ball open in the hand at the same
Goal
spot for
number
about 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And he
4.
just
Nobody took it. Yeah.
and nobody went into it. Because everybody was busy trying to gain back their positions on the goal and close to the goal.
So you think it's a mistake by the forwards to not be there? It's happening quickly, even though you say the ball's exposed. It's
Yeah, well, I don't know. Sometimes you judge it differently, but there you see he was free, and actually Jakob didn't know where the ball is. You see number 3, Jakob Thun. Evan actually held the ball behind his back on purpose all the time, so he wouldn't know where the ball is.
Polisen's got their opportunity now, and they've already lost the ball.
That's a
Take it back again.
pretty smart trick there for Evan Björneram. There's Mario Skare on the way forward. He has Valby on his left side, and he wants to pass behind his back. He did so.
And they're driving the goalie off again.
Well, he couldn't handle the ball there, Valby.
The thing is, though, that the Polisen's going to have
And now
trouble clearing.
Lauber has the ball. Can he get it off to Ekman in front?
They're passing backwards there.
Wow, passing backwards toward the surface. That's a desperation move.
Yeah. In trouble.
Playing out area. Blue free throw.
Okay.
Was it out of bounds?
It seems so.
Well, passing back and up, if it works, all right, but it's the wrong direction.
Yeah, I mean, when you're up front, well, close to the others, the goal has been taken by.
Who's trying to score again?
Yeah, Nuhus is trying to score, and actually the goalie was not on the goal because
they stole the goal.
Yeah, Jon Reidar Hegdal was actually covering the goal, and there it's still they still scored because that was pretty neat here.
Goal.
You could see Jon Reidar Hegdal who was laying on their basket, who stole it, and actually one of his team colleagues came in and covered it again after him. So they.
Goal number 15.
So Marius Skore delivered the ball to.
No, Marius Skore, he tried to deliver, but it didn't work, and then eventually he scored himself. You see. I think it was Øystein Skorholm who covered the basket.
Covered the back. He scored it in the end. Yeah.
No, it was Marius Skore who scored it on his own. He just chopped through the arms of Skorholm.
Okay, I see.
He tried to pass him, but it bounced off.
It just went in.
And then he just gathered it up the second time, and the second time he didn't bother playing a pass. He just jammed it in.
Well, Polisen has called timeout here.
Yeah, Polisen has called timeout. They need it desperately. But I found this interesting that really you had one player sneak in and take over the goal of Polisen, and not only did they try to score the goal when he was there, but also the next Molde player came and substituted him so they would keep their position on the opposite goal. That's a very heads-up play.
And they lie with the stomach down over the basket.
Yeah, that's an interesting position. It's not as easy to give you the pass because when you come from above, you can't see it as well. You have to twist away a little bit, which gives an opening for a goalie to sneak in as well. But at the same time, if you get the ball, it's way easier to score because if you lie with your back on the goal and you're being passed the ball from above, you have to turn around, and in the motion to turn around you can be pushed away quite easily. So there's upsides and downsides to it. And
well, the ideal situation is that the person who scores the goal is not the person on the basket, but a player.
Which ended up being what we saw. We saw Marius Skare trying to pass the ball to him. It did not work, and the second time he didn't bother. He scored it himself, which was the better choice. Yeah, we saw Warman going for a sprint with the ball. They played a little up and down pass. We saw that earlier. He goes to like 1.5 meters deep, passes the ball upward, and is instantly being given the ball back down again, which just will pull the opposite forecheckers a little bit up. A little bit up. Yeah, it's out of bounds here again. There's not a lot of space for Polisen to handle the ball.
The problem that Polisen has here with their swim outs is that they don't have speed that they can get away from
yeah.
Molde. Molde's fast.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so they covered up the the defender's position again.
And it's boarding a Petson over there.
And you see how, for example, Tal, he came in from above and he just tried to clinch it away from behind, which is a difficult thing to do because the Molde players are so strong.
Another goal.
Yeah. So they are gradually giving up the defender position
Goal number 13.
just under the goal because
Assistant
Molde is
number 1.
very aggressively taking the position away from them, and instead they try to just be behind them and clinch them from behind. And this is just a difficult thing to do for them because they have the smaller players.
Yes.
So in the end, if you have to reach around somebody as huge as the some of the Molde players and try to hold him from behind, there's no way
it's impossible.
No way you're doing it.
No.
Okay.
Thinking about this, the length of the arms.
Yeah.
To get your arms around even beyond them, you have to really have long arms.
Yeah, I have long arms and I can do that, but the problem is he will have.
He'll twist his body, you'll be gone. Yeah.
Also, my arms will be extended, and his arms will be closer to his body. His elbows will be tucked in, and he'll have a lot more force just by his better position. And then again, he has more force anyways, so he can move the ball. And he has the ball in front of him. He has the ball towards the goal. He can give a pass. He can try to score.
It's like being on the outside of the centrifuge.
Yeah. you're just really on the. Well, it really depends. Okay, we had Skare who tried to score on his own here through 2 defenders, and now we have Ekman. Can you see his colleague in front of him? He sees him, but too late. Okay, Peter Ronson, can you make some some space? Nobody. They're doing a good job. They're having 2, 3, 4, 5 good passes here. Jakob Thun over to Richard Lindqvist, if I saw that right. And Matthias Dahl.
Of course.
Molde
is not worried about it so much.
Yeah, no, they really don't care a whole lot. So Jakob Thun gathered up the ball again after losing it, after his teammate lost it. And now you see what Polisen is doing there is actually quite good. You know, they're lining up good attacks, but it's partly because Molde will let them a little bit. They're not aggressively forechecking. And because Molde is confident that they will win the ball once that Polisen brings the ball close to the basket.
And so far that's proved to be true.
Yeah, it certainly has.
Now there's a struggle, and it's going to be another score if they get the ball to...
Okay, we have Mikkelsen trying to...
the scrum.
And where does it end up? It ends up with Ivar Björnaram, which is no, it's Pettersson. And he really likes to do that, to come in,
pass down,
go over the goalie and pass down on the other side. But sometimes he will play the ball down on just the same side where he came from.
They stole the goal.
Yeah, they stole the goal again. Can he score here? Well, he can't, but maybe Mikkelsen can score here. And we see the goalie is
a little bit... It was who had the ball there with the...
Well, yeah, that was really difficult. You saw Marcel Zoll coming down. He wanted to substitute for his other goalie, but
goal number 4.
Whenever he was going to change, the ball was free, and the Molde player just waited for them to change.
It would have been better if he pushed his goalie down.
Yeah, either down or even sideways towards the guy with the ball. So his body will just be in the way and give him half a second of time to put himself into position. But you know, that's all theoretical when you play against Molde.
It's all theoretical when you play against Molde. That's a quote for you. No, the part of the problem is that not just Ivar Björnaram, but a lot of guys on either team, if they're big and strong and they're using their momentum and their strength and their weight, it's always going to have an effect. So a guy like Zoll is always at a big disadvantage. So it's Denise Schmitz. She can play.
Captain.
She's smart. She knows, but how can she weighs half of what those guys weigh?
Yeah, no, sure. And she she's a really good goalkeeper. If she just wants to stay on the goal, she can stay there for quite a long time against most girls. But yeah, that's just not the same thing.
No.
Also, we just had a goal challenged. If I heard that right.
Yeah.
So Polisen have challenged the last goal. I didn't get for which reason, though. Maybe we can snatch that up.
So Oyvind Nyhus is the captain, so it's his responsibility to discuss things with the referees. And so now you've got me addicted to these licorice things.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry. Sorry.
Am I saving you?
Oh, it's okay. And also, you said everything is theoretical when you play against Molde is one thing. Also, you know, I'm a trainer in Vienna, and there's one thing that I got fed up with at some point, because no matter what I told everybody that we'll do and how we want to play, there was always that one guy, which not necessarily the same guy, but there was always one guy who came and said, "Yeah, but if we play against Molde, how is that going to help us?" And I was like, I don't care. I really don't care what is going to help us against Molde, because you can do what you want with our level where we are. We don't care. You don't care what will make you better against a team that's way better. You don't care about what makes you better against a team that's way worse. You just want to know what makes you better against the teams that are your level. So you can't do the second step before the first one. So going about and saying, okay, what does Molde do? And yeah, we want to do the same thing. It won't work for most teams if you're not close to their physique and their swimming and their practice.
That's a very good point, and I've heard this before, that, for example, to illustrate what you're saying, that the people say, okay, swim with the ball extended outwards. Okay, that's true, but if your team is weak, maybe it's better to have the ball under your armpit.
Well,
so
it really depends.
White
but
captain, blue captain, please.
Yeah, the captains are being called to discuss what is happening with the challenge here.
White captain, blue captain, please.
So what you just mentioned, the style of Molde and of Norwegian teams in general, to hold the ball on their long arm
At the moment,
and just guide it
do
openly.
any replay, they have a technical problem.
Okay, we have no replay.
So we have no option then to continue.
Wow,
Thank you.
that's rough. They want so
No
Jakob
goal
Thun
over there.
wanted to
Go
challenge
over there.
the last goal, but they couldn't because
Over
of technical
there.
problems. Now,
The
let's
last goal.
luckily it does not change the result of the game in a manner that really matters. But let's hope that for the next matches we won't have the technical problems then.
well, we have quite a few matches left today. We have Malmö Marsch, Slipper Ege, and Beta Vienna.
Yeah. So the next match should be really interesting. You know, this was a really one-sided match again, but the next match with Malch against Malmö, I'm really thrilled to see what will happen. Because
Malmö played well.
Malmö played really well against Beta earlier today, and Malch just is a team that plays a style that maybe the team of Malmö is really not familiar with, because they're not playing so much against the German
here.
teams. So it'll be, wow, they snatched it away. It was Tal who got the ball away, but can they get it out? Well, it's still in danger zone here. Wow, and somehow he got the ball down there to Mario Skare, who just about could not score.
The ball
Lost the ball.
bounced to the bottom.
Yeah, he lost it to Warman, but now you see
Is he
Warman,
even
number
Bjorn
4,
Rem?
he was just on the backside. You saw,
No goal.
No goal.
Holding. Pushing the goalie. Holding.
Okay.
Pushing the goalie. White free throw.
well, good call here. Can we see that?
It was the
White
other
free
player. It was
throw.
Bjorn Rems. who was
Yeah,
pushing.
it was called against Ivar Björnarem in the middle with number 7. He was pushing as well with his head and his shoulder. Well, it's always in the gray zone because you're allowed to touch everybody. You're not allowed to push, and somewhere is the line between pushing and touching. It's really difficult to see.
Oh,
Oh well, he was lucky. He got the ball back. There was no goalie. The defender didn't know it.
the ball hit the rim.
Goal.
Ball hit the rim, bounced back into his hand. He just got a second shot at it.
And the basketball,
Goal number
that's
13.
called a rebound.
Assistant
Yeah,
number 8.
offensive
Get-
rebound, you say.
Get your own rebound, yeah.
13-8.
Recover.
In basketball, you would call that a putback dunk. Gather up the rebound mid-air and slam it in.
So it was this guy,
right back in.
Magnus Strand.
Yeah,
did
it
that.
was Magnus Strand, yeah. so we're 17-0, and so far Polisen has not been able to mount a goal, to score a goal.
So,
And I think they kind of have given up on the idea of being able to score.
I don't think they've given up on the idea of scoring. I think they're probably frustrated. It's humiliating to be beaten like this. So
Yeah. Well, and there you see, that was on the goal. That was Peter Aronsson.
yeah,
He's a strong, big guy.
Goal.
Even he,
Goal
now
number
he's
8.
so exhausted.
Assistant
he wasn't
number-
settled on the goal either.
No, but I mean, he
Assistant
had some time.
number 1.
He did not really have time, and also he's exhausted anyways. It's just when you're a goalie and you've been scored against, and just like 25 seconds later you see that the same guy coming up to you with this ball again. It's just really, really frustrating.
And it's the same people coming over and over and hitting them. Newhus and Björn,
Yeah.
Ording and Pettersson.
Yeah, so this game was never going to be a close one.
To talk about the challenge that a team like Polisen faces, I call it the capital city syndrome. That if you have a capital city, then you live off of the underwater rugby players produced in other clubs around the country. People get a job, they move to the capital city, and then you say, "Oh, we got a really great player. He just came in out of nowhere," and then you don't develop your own players, no youth. So Polisen is facing that now. I think they're going to start doing something about it. And in Vienna, you have taken that action now a couple of years ago to start building, because we can see it's working for other clubs too.
Yeah, it's really difficult, and it's the question where you start with building a team for the future. Do you start with guys? It depends on how far into the future you're planning. Meanwhile, we have Pettersson.
You're only 25.
Just not, just nobody able to really take the ball away. And again, they score into the changing,
Goal.
into the switching of the goalies.
Goal number 13. Assistant
Okay,
number
so Geir
1.
Magne Strand manages to score another goal.
Yep.
And there was Peter Ekman in the middle trying to help out, but at some point there was just no way of holding that out.
This is for the Swedish fans. This is depressing.
Yeah, this is rough, and let's just hope they can retain it at 19. Don't want to score. Don't want to see a 20 score.
How much time is left?
Oh,
27, less than half a minute. So
we could take a bet here, because it's not unreasonable to assume that Molde will be able to score one. We have Marcel Zoll who lost the ball here.
I don't think Molde's going to score again.
Well, 10 seconds, close.
But it's not
We
really
have
10
Mattis-
seconds. It's not an accurate clock.
Mattis Walby, he just took over the goal position, but he gave it up. So no, that should not be a goal.
That's the game.
That's the game. So as I said, this was never going to be a close match. It was going to be for Polisen about trying to get together and prepare for the important match tomorrow, which also is an important match for me.
They have to get mad. The Polisen, they have to play emotional.
Yeah, you need to have a certain amount of anger. Not necessarily towards the other players, but
No.
you need to have a certain amount of anger towards yourself. When you can't just do what you wanted to do, or when your opponents keep hampering you and you don't find a way, and you know what you should do better, there's a portion of anger towards yourself that you can really need to develop just the energy that you need.
So when you start the game at the very beginning, it's very important to be involved.
Yeah,
You can't say
and this
after the other team scores, then you're mad at yourself.
Yeah,
that's a little bit late.
And that's a big issue, for Vienna, my team. That's a big problem for us. Like generally, always the first matches, we tend to wake up only after halftime.
You've seen the Christian Schaefer inspirational YouTube clip
Yeah.
where he goes crazy.
Yeah. Sure.
You
That was-
just